Hey everyone, welcome to episode 20 of my series of building a new model railroad. Now I know it's been a long time, it's almost 3 months since my last video. I didn't actually realize how long it had been until I looked at my YouTube channel and saw it was almost 3 months. So yes, apologies for the long delay in getting another video out. I've been busy with work and just busy with other things during the summer, or beginning of the summer. Yeah, I thought it was about time to get another video out. I've actually managed to get some work done on the layout. Hadn't done anything for quite a while. But finally, in the last few weeks, I've managed to get some more work done on the layout. So I'll show you what I've done over the last couple of weeks and what I'm planning on doing in the next couple of weeks. So progress has been made, that is the good thing, and I finally got something to show you. So let's get started. So to give you a tour of the layout as it is at the moment, down here we've got the Chicago level. This is the lower level staging, which you've got the metro yard in front and the freight yard at the back. And so following on to the throat of these yards, you can see I've got the lighting all installed nice and bright as well. So I'm going to carry on with this LED lighting around the rest of the layout, but it really lights up the scene nicely. Very happy with these LED strips I'm using. So carry on from the throat of the yard here, and that goes into the helix, the bottom of the helix, and that goes up to the first level. Now you can see here you've got 2 tracks coming out. So this goes down to the freight yard, that goes down to the metro yard. So they're not joined together at this stage, they're completely separate. And carry on here, you've got this track goes into the Western Avenue yard, so that's the yard lead. And those 2 tracks there, you've got the main track going through there, and then that is the metro track at the back. They'll eventually join, they'll be interoperable between freight and metro, but at this stage, the metro trains will go at the back track, and then the freight will go on this track here or into the yard. And then at this stage here, you can see it splits into 4 tracks. And this is prototypical for this area. You have a 4-track main. And then you can see over here, you've got a track coming in over here. Now this is the arrival departure track to the Western Avenue yard. So that's the yard lead over here. Arrival departure track which goes on over there and eventually joins up at the main line at that stage there. This thing goes into the yard. We've got a 5-track yard for Western Avenue. This is the east end. Over here, it goes into 5 tracks. At the back here, I'm going to have the Western Avenue station. As I say, it's not going to use that building. It's just going to have some waiting areas there. That's about it. And then the platforms, and there'll be a platform in the middle here as well. But yeah, so you've got your 4-track main plus your arrival departure track, and then the 4 tracks of the yard. And then continuing on, this is the section I'm just going to finish off, which is the west end of the Western Avenue yard. And you can see here where the arrival departure track joins up with the main line again. And then you've got the tracks going around to the side, and then that will go across to the Y junction, which I'll show you at a later stage. But that's the stage I've got to now. So the next stage that I'm going to do this weekend is I'm going to get the wiring and the track work done for this end, get that finished, and then I can start the scenery. So just to take you back so you can see the whole level. Actually, I'll just go right back and you can see the whole lot in one. So there we have the lower level staging and the first level of the layout. That's what it all looks like at the moment. So it's coming along nicely, and so the good thing at the moment is I'm going to be starting the scenery, which is the bit I really enjoy. And also just to show you, I've also started installing the signals as well. I'll do a video on that later. So I've got these signals. So I'll possibly be replacing this with a ground signal. Just got to decide on maybe doing that. But at the moment I've just basically put them there just to check that everything works. And I'm also waiting for Showcase Miniatures to bring out their signal bridge, which will be later this year. And then most likely I might replace this with a signal bridge over there. Instead of these freestanding signals, I might have a signal bridge coming into the helix area over here. But I'll decide on that later. I might just keep it like it is, just put a ground signal over here and have two signal masts over here, so one over there and one over there for the main lines. But I'll decide on what to do there. And then obviously coming from the other direction will be, this is just a placeholder for now, but there will be a diverging signal coming in on this track to control this, the signals coming into this turnout into the Western Avenue yard lead, and then a single signal for the metro line. But I'm going to decide on that later. So it's finally starting to look like a model railroad. I can now get from the staging yard up the helix and into my main yard, so I can start planning a bit of the operations of that. Just play around with JMRI operations and just experiment with getting the traffic out of the yard into the out of the staging yard into the main yard, into the classification yard, and just playing around with yard jobs and just seeing how I can sort of streamline that process. Because obviously not all jobs will start from the staging yard. For example, my auto racks, my articulated units, I can't get up the helix. It's a bit too tight for that, so they'll be won't be originating from the staging yard. So I will do mainly manifest and shorter intermodal jobs from the staging yard. So I've just got to work out what I'm going to do with the planning with that. But at least I can now get that all planned. I've got the lengths of the classification tracks sorted out, so I can put that into JMRI and get that all planned. So I'll be experimenting with that over the next couple of weeks. But at least the most exciting bit at the moment is I can get the scenery started on this top level, well, the main level of the layout. As I said at the beginning, a few episodes ago, is I'm going to get this first section done. So from the east end of the Western Avenue yard to the west end. Once I've got that done, I'm going to start the scenery, and I've got to that stage now. Well, once I've finished doing the final track work on that short little section on the end, and now I can start doing the scenery work, which is the bit I actually enjoy. I've got some of the buildings already for the street section on the east end of the yard. Some of the houses, I'm still looking at options to do, or to either do scratch building or some kit bashing of some of the houses to try and get something that looks similar to what is there in the prototype. And then those of you I know who are following on from my underpass project, I'll be getting that installed, and then I'm putting a second underpass in, less detailed internally, and I'll show you in a future episode what's happening with that. But at least I can start work on that, and then the ballasting and the detail work on the main bit, and then also the metro yard the metro station, the Western Avenue metro station. I'll get that in. I've just been using this Cato station as a place filler for now, but that's not what it's going to look like. The Western Avenue metro station is just a few platforms and a couple of waiting areas, and that's pretty much it. They haven't actually got a station building as such, so it's going to be quite a plain station, but at least it'll be something. That'll be the first station the metro gets to from the metro yard at the bottom, from the Chicago metro yard. It'll be the first station it gets to is the Western Avenue metro station. And then from there, I think the next one will probably be the Cicero station once I get that in, but that's at a much later stage. But at least I can now do a basic service from the Chicago station, from the Chicago metro yard up to the Western Avenue metro and then back again. And I can experiment with how that's going to work. I've got a couple of ideas for the automation of that, but we'll see how that progresses. So so that's what I'm going to be doing in the next few weeks. So the first thing I'm going to do is just get the wiring and the track work done on this last section, and then I can start doing the scenery. So let's see what happens with that. So to make sure you don't miss any of the upcoming episodes, click on the subscribe button down below and click on that little bell icon to be notified of my next upcoming episode. So as always, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and happy modeling.